It's Happy Friday, and it's Fiction Friday, which is my favorite day of the week because we get to enjoy a really good book together. R.J. Palacios' novel Wonder is about Augie, my buddy, who really struggles with fitting in middle school for the first time because he's been homeschooled his whole life. Do you remember why? That's right. He has a pretty severe disability that required a whole lot of surgeries. Do you remember where? Yeah, on his face. So it's really difficult for him to fit in and make some new friends because Augie looks really different. And he's really struggling because what happened on Halloween? Do you remember from last Friday? That's right, he wore a bleeding scream mask to surprise his friends. And when he walked into his classroom, he ended up hearing some really not nice things about him. And that moment even made me cry. I remember what it felt like when I was in middle school having some not nice names called to me, and to see Augie really struggling with understanding how to fit in with his friends that are now saying some not nice things about him really touched my heart, and I really had to be vulnerable to share that moment of me crying. But sometimes a good book just gets you in your feels, and that's how you really learn to develop empathy for people in our real life because we connect with characters in a really good book, just like R.J. Palacios' Wonder. Join me now as we hear from Jack's point of view. And Jack is one of the boys that really hurt Augie's feelings that day because Jack was talking about Augie, who has really become his best friend. Listen to what happens to Jack. 4 things. First of all, you really do get used to his face. The first couple of times I was like, whoa, I'm never going to get used to this. And then after about a week, I was like, that's not so bad. Second of all, he's actually a really cool dude. He's pretty funny. The teacher will say something and August will whisper something funny to me that no one else hears and totally crack me up. He's also just overall a nice kid. He's easy to hang out with and talk to and stuff. Third of all, he's really smart. I thought he'd be behind everyone because he hasn't gone to school before, but in most things, he's way ahead of me. Maybe not as smart or as Charlotte, but he's up there. And unlike Charlotte, he lets me cheat off him when I really need to, though I've only needed to a couple times. He also let me copy his homework once, though we both got in trouble for it after class. The 2 of you got the same exact problem wrong, Miss Rubin said. I didn't know what to say because the explanation would have been, oh, that's because I copied Augie's homework. But August lied to protect me. He was like, oh, that's because we did our homework together last night, which wasn't true at all. And the teacher said, well, doing homework together is a good thing, but you have to work on it separately, okay? You could work side by side, but you can't actually do your homework together. Got it? After we left the classroom, I said, dude, thanks for doing that. And he was like, no problem. That was cool. Fourthly, now that I know him, I would say I actually do want to be friends with Augie. At first, I admitted I was only friendly to him because Mr. Tushman asked me to be especially nice and all that. But now I would choose to hang out with him. He laughs at all my jokes, and I kind of feel like I can tell August anything. He's a good friend. If all the guys in the 5th grade were lined up against a wall and I got to choose anyone I wanted to hang out with, I would choose August. Ex-friends. Bleeding scream? What the heck? Summer Dawson has always been a bit out there, but this was too much. All I did was ask her why Augie was acting like he was mad at me or something. I figured she would know, and all she said was, bleeding scream? I don't even know what that means. It's so weird because one day me and August were friends, and the next day, whoosh, he was hardly talking to me. And I haven't the slightest idea why. When I said to him, hey Augie, you mad at me or something? He shrugged and walked away. So I would take that as a definite yes, and since I know for a fact that I didn't do anything to him to be mad about, I figured Summer would tell me what's up. But all I got from her was bleeding scream. Yeah, big help. Thanks, Summer. And I've got plenty of other friends in school, so if August wants to officially be my ex-friend, then fine, that's okay by me, see if I care. I've started ignoring him like he's ignoring me in school now. This is actually kind of hard, though, since we sit next to each other in practically every class. Other kids have noticed and started asking me if Augie and I had a fight. Nobody asks August what's going on. Hardly anyone talks to him anyway. I mean, the only person he hangs out with other than me was Summer. Sometimes he hung out with Reed Kingsley a bit, and the two Maxes got him playing Dungeons and Dragons a couple of times at recess. Charlotte, for all her goody two-shoeing, doesn't ever do more than nod hello when she's passing him in the hallway. And I don't know if everyone's still playing the Plague behind his back, because no one ever really told me about it directly, but my point is that it's not like he has a whole lot of other friends he could be hanging out with instead of me. So if he wants to diss me, he's the one who loses, not me. So this is how things are between us now. We only talk to each other about school stuff if we absolutely have to. Like I'll say, what did Ruben say the homework was? And he'll answer, or he'll be like, can I use your pencil sharpener? And I'll get my sharpener out of my pencil case for him, but as soon as the bell rings, we just go our separate ways. Why this is good is because I get to hang out with a lot more kids now. Before, when I was hanging out with Augie all the time, kids weren't hanging out with me because they'd have to hang out with him. They would keep things from me, like the whole thing about the Plague. I think I was the only one who wasn't in on it, except for Summer and maybe the D&D crowd. And the truth is, though nobody's that obvious about it, nobody wants to hang out with him. Everyone's way too hung up on being in the popular group, and he's just as far from the popular group as you can get. But now I can hang out with anyone I want. If I wanted to be in the popular group, I could totally be in the popular group. Why this is bad? Because, well, A, I don't actually enjoy hanging out with the popular group that much, and B, I actually liked hanging out with August. So this is kind of messed up, and it's all his fault. And the worst part is, he doesn't even know that he said mean things that hurt Augie's feelings yet. He's going to know now in science. I'm not the greatest student in the world. I know some kids actually like school, but I can't honestly say I do. I like some parts of school, like PE and computer class, and the thing I hate the most about school is all the homework we get. It's not enough that we have to sit through the class after class and try to stay awake while they fill our heads with all this stuff we'll probably never ever use anyway. Like how to figure out the surface area of a cube or what the difference is between kinetic and potential energy. I'm like, who cares? I've never heard my parents say the word kinetic in my entire life. I hate science the most out of all my classes. We get so much work it's not even funny, and the teacher, Ms. Rubin, is so strict about everything. I once got 2 points off a homework assignment because I didn't put the data on top. Crazy stuff. When me and Augie were still friends, I was doing okay in science because August sat next to me and always let me copy his notes. August has the neatest handwriting of anybody I've ever seen who's a boy. Even his script is neat, up and down perfectly, with really small, round, loopy letters. So I was kind of scrambling today, trying to take notes about what Miss Rubin was saying, when all of a sudden she started talking about the 5th grade science fair project. While she was saying this, I was thinking, we just finished the Egypt project, and now we have to start a whole new thing? And then in my head, I was going, oh no, like that kid in Home Alone, and his mouth hanging open, and his hands on his face. That was the face I was making on the inside. And then I thought all of those pictures of melting ghost faces I've seen somewhere, and the mouths are wide open and they're screaming. And then all of a sudden the picture flew into my head, this memory, and I knew what Summer had meant by bleeding scream. It's so weird how it all just came to me in this flash. Someone in homeroom had dressed up in a bleeding scream costume on Halloween. I remember seeing him a few desks away from me, and then I remember not seeing him again. Oh man, it was August. All of this hit me in science class while the teacher was talking. Oh man, I'd been talking to Julian about August. Oh man, now I understood. I was so mean. I didn't even know why. I'm not even sure what I said, but I know it was bad. And it was only a minute or two. It's just that I knew Julian and everybody thought I was so weird for hanging out with August all the time. And I felt stupid. I don't know why I said that stuff. I was just going along. I was stupid. I'm stupid. Oh, God, he was supposed to come as Boba Fett. I would have never said that stuff in front of Boba Fett. But that was him, that bleeding scream sitting at the desk looking over at us. The long, white mask with the fake squirting blood, the mouth wide open like the ghoul was crying. That was him. I felt like I was going to puke. Oh, what a heartbreaking story of friendship. And it's so important to study these moments in literature because it allows us to think about how our words and our actions really impact the people that we spend our days with. How can you behave today in a way that is open and encouraging to everyone? Remember, we're celebrating Disability Awareness Month and Women's History Month, and the way we think about our words to be inclusive to everyone makes us all champions together, which is also part of our fundraiser right now. Make sure you order a shirt or a mask. Being champions together is all about including everybody, no matter what. No matter ability or disability, no matter where you live or where you're from, no matter grade level, no matter any of the categories you can fall into, it's our responsibility as champions together to always be in it together and really take a moment to learn from Jack about how our words going out into the world affect everyone, especially our friendships. I know you all have some amazing friends to connect with here at school and while you're at home, and I hope to be one of them when I see you in the library. I'm getting walk and talks in, and I'm having some visitors here. So if you're one of those kiddos that would like to stop in, get a journal, here's some talk time, or think about a good book, remember to come and see me. Have a very happy Friday. Thanks for checking in on a good book with me again, and I'll see you on Monday.